Hey guys, this is Solution Podfic, and today we're going to be reading One Cat Leads to Another by Holly47. Summary is, Babs and Dick visit the local animal rescue. Alright, without further ado, let's hop right in. Feeling the wind on her face, Bab watched as the trees went past. Red, orange, and yellow leaves dancing along the ground, getting swept up and thrown into the air as the cars drive by. She could smell the sweet scent of the flowers that adorn into the medium strip, still blooming in the fall. The warmth of the sun felt nice on her face as she closed her eyes for a moment. Turning off the road, Babs read the signs and looked over at Dick, who was concentrating on driving. 3 more and we'll be there. Dick smiled, his excitement radiating off of him. I know, Babs replied, the GPS telling her they were only 5 minutes away. Watching the buildings go by, they turned the corner and drove down a long road. The buildings thinning out as the land turned to large blocks, paddocks full of sheep, cow, and horses. Pulling up outside of a large building, they parked and got out of the car. Babs looked at the bright and playful sign that sat on the roof. It read, Animal Rescue. Walking up to the front counter, Babs smiled when Dick reached out and held her hand, giving it a squeeze of excitement as they were greeted by a kind older lady. What can I help you lovelies with today? She asked, her name tag reading Mabel. We would like to adopt a cat. We have all the paperwork here along with our ID, Dick said, handing Mabel the papers. We have a bunch of cats looking for their forever homes. Come with me, I'll take you to them. Following Mabel down the long hallway, Babs could hear dogs barking, birds singing, and soft meows. Entering a large room, Babs felt her eyes go wide as she counted at least 20 cats. Some resting, some playing, and others trotting over to them already purring. Hello, gorgeous. Babs smiled, reaching down and scratching a tabby cat behind her ear as 4 other cats joined them. Sitting down on the floor, Babs began to scratch and pat the cats as they climbed into her lap and purred and licked her. Reaching out, she scooped one into her arms as Dick sat next to her, some of the cats going over to him. They always want pats and snacks and know how to bribe people for them. They have the vets and carers around their little fingers, Mabel said, scooping the older tabby into her arms. This little guy is Chucky. He is the center's cat, and he provides emotional support to new arrivals and anyone who needs to cuddle. He's a good boy. Dick smiled, a ginger cat settling into his lap. He really is. Have a walk around, meet the cats, and if you form a connection with one of them, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you. Getting up, Babs walked around the room and greeted the other cats. Stopping in front of a fluffy tortoiseshell cat, Babs held her hand out and allowed her to sniff it. Tentatively reaching out, she gently stroked the area between her ears. Feeling her relax a little, Babs tried longer strokes and felt her begin to purr. Hello, beautiful. You're so pretty, aren't you? She cooed, scratching at the cat's chin. She's gorgeous, Dick said, coming over to her. She really is. Do you like me? Dick asked the cat, holding onto his hand as the cat headbutted it. I think she likes you, Babs said, smiling widely as she rolled over onto her side and allowed them to rub her belly. Can I pick you up? Babs asked her, getting a slow blink in reply. Reaching out, she picked her up and held her close, one hand supporting her feet. Oh, she really likes you, Dick said, gently scratching the side of her face. Dick, I love her, Babs replied, pressing a cheek into the cat's fur. She looks like she wants all the cuddles from you. Do you think she's the one? Dick asked, stroking the cat's back. I do. Babs smiled, holding her close as she purred against her chest. She's been here for 3 years. We estimate she's going on 12 years old. Her name is Freya, Mabel said, joining them. Her sister Rune is also here. She's hiding in the boxes. They cuddle up and go to sleep together every day. I need to go meet her sister, Babs said, gently putting Freya down. Walking over to the box castle, Babs sat on the floor and accepted the treat from Mabel. Ripping the top off and pushing up some of the contents, she held it out and saw another tortie poke her head out and cautiously walk towards her. Here you go, princess. Is it yummy? Babs scooted slowly, reaching out and putting her hand next to the treat. Watching as Rune slowly backed up, Babs pulled her hand back and held the treat closer to her. How's it going? Dick asked, sitting next to her. It's going okay, I think. Here, you try, Babs replied, handing him the treat. It's okay, little one. Do you want some? Dick asked, Rune coming over to him and rubbing against his leg as she ate more of the treat. She's never done that with anyone, Mabel said, bending down and patting Rune. Hey, Dick, what do you think about 2 cats? I don't want to separate them, Babs asked as Freya walked over to them. How could I possibly say no to them or you? Dick replied, running his fingers through Rune's silky gray and orange fur. Do you two want to come home with us? Bitewing will be a good big brother. He's such a softie. Bitewing will make a good lying spot for them, Babs said absent-mindedly, scratching Freya behind her ear. He probably will, Dick agreed, smiling. How are you two going? Mabel asked as Chucky came over and meowed at them as he rubbed himself against her leg. We would like to adopt Freya and Rune if that's possible, Babs said, standing up. I've gone over your paperwork and you are eligible to adopt them as a set. If you'd follow me, we can get the rest of the paperwork and payments done as we get them ready to go to their forever home with you. Following Mabel back to the front desk, they got everything sorted and made a significant donation, along with purchasing way too many cat toys, cat beds, and a tower fit for a queen. I'll start carting everything into the car, Dick offered, placing a kiss on Babs' cheek before he picked up the boxes and carried them out. He's a good one, Mabel commented, smiling at her. He really is, Babs agreed, returning the smile. Freya and Rune are ready to go. They just got their latest vaccination, and Rune made it known she wasn't happy with it, the vet said, carrying the two carriers with their newest family members inside. Thank you so much, Babs said, taking hold of their carriers. Thank you both. Joining Dick at the car, Babs helped secure the carriers on the back seat before getting in, the engine starting. Hearing soft meows coming from the back as they drove away, Babs checked the side view mirror and checked on Freya and Rune. It's okay, babies. We'll be home soon and you can explore to your heart's content. We should be there in about 20 minutes, Dick added, turning onto one of the back roads. Keeping an eye on Freya and Rune, the drive home passed quickly, and before Babs knew it, they had pulled into the driveway. Babs could hear Bitewing barking happily, knowing they were home. Unlocking and pushing the front door open, Babs stood aside as Dick brought the two carriers inside and placed them down into the living room. Hoping Dick to bring the boxes of cat stuff they had bought, Babs locked the door and sat down with Freya and Rune. Do you babies want to explore your new home? Babs asked, watching them paw at the gate of the carriers. Let them out. All bedroom doors are closed, Dick said, pulling out the beds and ripping the tags off of them. Here we go, Babs cooed, opening the cages as Freya and Rune cautiously wandered out and began to sniff. Sitting down on the couch, Babs leaned into Dick as he wrapped an arm around her and pressed a kiss to her forehead. Turning so she could kiss him properly, Rune jumped up and curled on Dick's lap as Freya plopped herself down next to her, softly meowing for pats. Alright guys, now that's the end of One Cat Leads to Another by Holly47. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next chapter.